Let's talk about the DJI Osmo Mobile 2. You've started your adventure. Now you have a story to tell. But how? This is your show, RV Media Creators. I'm Garrett, and in this community, we will show you how. So let's show the world your story. Today we're going to be talking about a very cool piece of technology, and I think it's something that you newer creators are really going to want to pay attention to. Later on in this video, I'm going to go ahead and interview one of my friends that has been using one of these extensively for the past couple months. I want to get his thoughts on this gimbal. Let's start off with what exactly is the DJI Osmo Mobile 2. It is a mobile gimbal that you use your cell phone with. Cell phones have really progressed over the years, and now they're at a point where you can start shooting vlogs and making videos using nothing but your phone. I've done a couple videos on how to upload videos on your mobile device, how to make thumbnails on your device. I'm going to show you how to get better shots on your phone. One thing I really like about this product is that it really has some great features built in. You have the ability to have a horizontal or a vertical stabilized shot. How does the Osmo Mobile 2 work? This mount, which expands, allows you to use almost any phone. Don't be alarmed if you don't have the latest iPhone or anything like that. This will work with just about any phone. Another question you might be asking yourself is, do you have to use an app? Not really. The gimbal itself works with or without an app. I will touch on some of the features of the Mobile 2 and what the app actually has to offer. And some of it's actually really cool. You do not have to use the app when you're using the gimbal. Let's talk about some of the hardware features you have on this device. Here are the buttons that come on this gimbal. You have your power button, your mode button, your record button. This right here is a joystick that allows you to control the gimbal. And then on the side here is you have a zoom. Now, some of these functions work only with the app itself. You may not have full capabilities if you're not using the app, but it's definitely possible to use this without an app. Let's go ahead and record, do some quick panning. Go up, you can go down, and then another mode, you push it, and then it locks the shot in place. So you can move it around however you want and the shot doesn't move. Click it again and then it changes the mode again. So the two modes allow you to lock a position in place or be able to pan slowly. Now, you can also do the same thing when you are using the remote control. So you can hold it in place and you can pan and tilt. You can set up to have it faster or slower, and that is your decision. There are 5 shooting modes that the DJI Go app has to offer for the Osmo Mobile 2. Number 1 is the normal shooting mode. This will be the frame rate that you select, and it gives you a stabilized shot with audio. Slow motion is just that. You can customize your settings for the capabilities of your camera. Time-lapse is your standard time-lapse feature. You have your duration and you have your intervals. Those allow you to set up how long the video is and how many seconds between shots it is. Hyperlapse allows you to take a time-lapse video while you're moving. This is great when you pair it with the tracking feature because you're able to track, like, let's say this mountain, and you can move around and show different angles in time-lapse mode. It is a fantastic feature that you should consider using a lot. Last is motion lapse. Motion lapse allows you to take a time-lapse video, but you can set multiple points of interest. For me, I just set 2 points from one side of this mountain to the other side. You can set it to go left, right, up, down. You can pan around and move your shot to where you want it to be, and then set your intervals like a normal time lapse. And then when you're going, you get a really cool time lapse pan shot, which is very hard to do with most cameras. With me, I have Kent from Living Light RV. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is awesome out here.
So tell me a little bit about your experience with the Osmo Mobile 2.
Sure, we've had we call it a gimbal.
The gimbal.
We've had the gimbal since probably about June or July, and we've enjoyed it. We've used it a lot. We use a ton of it for while we're walking.
Okay.
Just actually talking right to it. So that's one way we use it, but we actually have rarely used it with the app.
Okay.
We just use it with our regular camera app, and we just use it as a gimbal.
It really doesn't matter if you have the app for you to use it.
Well, you've ruined me, because I've seen what the app can do, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been neglecting what I could possibly do.
Yeah.
Because this guy knows how to do those things and I don't.
There's some pretty cool features with the app. I mean, it's not necessarily for every kind of shot, but for special shots, for special time lapses, it's really kind of cool to use the app.
Yeah. The reason we got the DJI Osmo 2 is because this guy here said, "Here, Kent, try out mine and see what you think." And we're like, okay. It is actually on the price point of being one of the least expensive upgrades that you can do to give you so much.
Exactly. We are going to do a side-by-side comparison of the gimbal.
Yeah. And
I'm going to hold my camera with a little tripod. Let's go check this out.
So here's Garrett and I. I'm looking at both frames some of the time.
Yep.
And here's why we got the DJI Osmo, because I'm not good enough to hold it to my gut and walk with the big, huge steps like you can. You can actually, here, I'll trade you. You can walk with the big steps and compensate as much as you can, and it gets really tiring.
Yep.
I'll trade you back.
You notice that it's very shaky, even with a light tripod.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter how strong or weak you are. You really and truly, your steps translate right into the camera.
Yeah, and you can't help it. And you can go with slow-mo, and you can do a few things.
Yeah.
You can stop walking if you have the option, but you really can't just, do what the DJI Osmo just does by design.
Yep. That is fantastic.
Awesome. All right.
That works.
Now I'm gonna race Garrett back to the tripod and go. There we go. We're making some new style of camera. Don't trip.
Try not to.
All right. Woohoo! There you go.
All right.
That should help.
Is this worth the money? The gimbal has been out a few years now, which means the price has most likely dropped to a reasonable level. I'll leave a link in the description so you can check it out on Amazon and see if this is something that fits into your budget. If you're just getting started making videos, a gimbal is a fantastic option to up the quality of your videos, as you've been able to see with what we've shown you already in this video. There are two really great functions for this gimbal. One is getting some really cool dynamic shots, awesome time lapses, or doing a hyperlapse down a trail, or even tracking somebody as they're going, riding a bike or something like that. Those are really, really cool features, and the price is just right for someone who is getting started and doesn't have the money for a new camera and expensive gimbal or things like that. You are not breaking the bank with this purchase. Leave a comment in the description if you would like me to review another product on this channel. If you have any topics that you would like me to cover on this channel, leave it in the comment section as well. And remember, I'm Garrett, and I want to help you tell your story.